Hello there. Would you happen to be an aspiring engineering student who isn't sure if this is the right field for yourself? Well, if you are, my name is Will, and I'm a current aerospace engineering freshman at UCCS. Today, I'm going to teach you a basic engineering concept that you need to learn if you want to earn $500,000 a year working for the military industrial complex. So you can see what it takes to be successful as an engineering student. If you like physics and math, it should be easy. If you don't, good luck, bro. Let us begin. Just in case you didn't know, objects can rotate. As an engineer, we want to describe and quantify that movement, and we do this by keeping track of an action called a torque. But what is torque? A Swiss mathematician, Leonhard Euler, came along and defined two additional laws of motion that are analogous to Newton's laws to define torque. Euler's first law said that torque is any action that causes objects to rotate. His second law defined an equation to calculate torque, and that equation is torque is equal to I times alpha. And this looks pretty similar to Newton's force equation, which states that F is equal to m times a. Let's talk a little bit more about this equation. I is what is called the moment of rotational inertia. It's a measurement of how hard an object is to rotate about a specific orientation and direction. It is determined by the mass of an object and where that mass is relative to a chosen axis of rotation, basically the point about which the object rotates. Now, you typically need calculus to calculate I, but for most of Physics 1, you will be given the I value for certain objects or you'll have to refer to a chart. The second variable, alpha, is the angular acceleration of an object. Without going into excessive detail, alpha is a measurement of how the angular velocity of an object changes, and angular velocity is a measurement of how fast an object rotates. All of the above have to be measured in radians. For example, if we were to track a point on a rotating circle, we could measure how fast it is moving in degrees, convert that to radians, and then calculate the rate of change in that rotational velocity to get the angular acceleration of the object. Okay, now back to torque. Now you know what I and alpha mean, so you pretty much know how to calculate torque. Psych! It's important to know that there are two other equations regarding torque, but those are outside of the scope of this video, so you can either look them up or wait for your Physics 1 class. But just remember for right now that T is equal to I times alpha. Mr. Mays, why is any of that gibberish you just taught me important? Listen here, youngin'. Torque is extremely applicable to the field of engineering. It's taken into account when designing car engines, aircraft propellers, helicopter blades, aircraft wings, and many, many more everyday technologies. One example I like to share involves the famous British Spitfire from World War II. If you've ever played War Thunder and are, by the guilt of association, a security risk, you've probably been clapped by a Spitfire or absolutely dominating German mains who don't know how to fly the Bf-109 or Focke-Wulf 190. You probably know that the Spitfire was extremely maneuverable and rolls beautifully, but what you probably don't know is that torque plays a major role in why the Spitfire is so aerobatic. Originally, the wings of the Spitfire had a beautiful ovular shape with rounded out tips. However, as the war progressed, the Spitfire's wings featured a clipped off and squared appearance on their tips. This was done because British engineers realized that they could decrease the moment of rotational inertia of the wings by decreasing their size and hence mass to make them easier to rotate about their center of rotation, aka the fuselage, thus increasing the plane's roll rate from earlier variants. If you want to enter any design-related engineering field, you will need to understand and know how to apply the various concepts surrounding torque in pretty much every other physics topic. Engineering is a physical science, and to be an effective engineer and enhance or create technologies like the British engineers did with the Spitfire, you have to be well versed in physics. I hope this video helped you approach an answer to the question regarding whether or not you want to be an engineer or enter any STEM-related field. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed after everything I taught you, that's okay. I was terrified when I first started studying aerospace engineering, but it's been my dream since I was a little kid to work with planes and really anything that flies. So use your passion for your respective field to motivate yourself to continue pushing through the challenges you encounter whilst working towards your dream. And remember, you can only fail if you give up on yourself.